Along a roadside footpath, a group of workers were focused on their tasks. Everything appeared routine and under control as they carried on with their work. But in the middle of the activity, one worker suddenly stepped back without noticing that a pedestrian was passing nearby. The unintentional contact pushed the pedestrian toward the edge of the road, just as a large truck was driving past. In a matter of seconds, the situation turned critical. Fortunately, the workers reacted quickly, pulling the pedestrian back onto the safe area and away from the moving traffic. What could have been a severe accident was narrowly avoided. This close call highlights the risks of working close to live roads. Workers should always set up protective barriers or warning signs around the job site and maintain constant awareness of their surroundings. Pedestrians also need clear walkways that are kept separate from work areas. Quick reactions prevented harm in this case, but relying on safety planning, not luck, is the best way to protect both workers and the public. While standing on the ground, a worker was caught off guard when a heavy metal part slipped from above and fell directly into his area. The sudden impact turned routine work into a serious safety incident. This highlights the importance of securing materials at height and using protective barriers or safety nets. Overhead hazards must always be controlled to keep workers safe on the ground. Inside a bakery, workers were carrying out routine cleaning at the end of a shift. One worker moved close to a large dough mixer, carefully wiping down the surrounding area. At the same time, another worker, unaware that cleaning was still in progress, switched on the mixer. The worker who was cleaning became caught in the equipment, leading to a serious incident that brought operations to a halt. This situation highlights why lockout-tagout procedures are essential, even in food production environments. Machines must be powered down and locked before cleaning or maintenance begins. Clear communication between team members, visible signage, and proper training can prevent accidental startups. A few extra steps in safety can protect workers and keep the workplace running smoothly. A cleaning worker was riding on the back of a sanitation vehicle, shifting dust bins from one side to another. While lifting one bin, he kept one hand on the support bar for balance. But as he reached for the next bin, he let go of the bar for just a moment. That small lapse caused him to lose balance, and he fell from the moving vehicle. The sudden fall interrupted the operation and placed the worker at serious risk. This incident reminds us that stability and secure positioning are critical when working on or around moving vehicles. Workers should always maintain 3 points of contact, avoid overreaching, and use proper lifting methods. Employers can also reduce risks by ensuring vehicles have safe platforms and training crews to follow strict riding procedures. Inside a factory, a worker was operating a molding press machine. Everything seemed normal as he carried on with his routine task. But at one point, he leaned into the press to inspect a possible issue. At that same moment, the machine began another cycle and the worker became caught in the moving press. The built-in alarm system immediately activated, drawing the attention of a nearby co-worker who quickly shut down the machine and prevented the situation from escalating further. This incident highlights the importance of machine guarding and lockout-tagout procedures. Operators should never lean into a press without first ensuring it is completely powered down. Emergency stop systems and alarms are vital, but the best protection comes from following strict safety steps before inspections or adjustments. Inside a coal mine, a worker was pushing a hand trolley filled with coal along a track. The plan was to transfer the trolley onto a lift platform, which would then raise it for the next stage of work. But the platform was not aligned at ground level. Instead, there was an open gap in its place. Without realizing it, the worker continued moving the trolley forward, and both the worker and the trolley went over the edge, falling into the opening below. This incident highlights the importance of securing lift platforms and ensuring barriers are in place when they are not at floor level. Clear signage, proper lighting, and communication between operators can prevent workers from unknowingly moving loads into unsafe areas. Simple checks before starting a task can stop accidents before they happen. Inside a factory, 2 workers were standing on the forks of a forklift that was parked near a truck. They appeared to be trying to lower the forks by jumping on them, since the mechanism seemed stuck. Suddenly, the forklift moved forward at speed and pinned one of the workers against the nearby truck. What began as an attempt to fix equipment quickly turned into a serious safety incident. This event shows why forklifts should only be operated as intended. Workers should never ride on the forks, and any mechanical issues must be reported to maintenance instead of improvised fixes. Safe practices, combined with proper training, help ensure forklifts remain reliable tools rather than hazards in the workplace. Near an active work area, a worker was walking without realizing a forklift was approaching at speed. Focused on his own task, he unknowingly stepped into the machine's path. Within seconds, the forklift struck him, knocking him to the ground. The sudden impact brought the operation to a halt as other workers quickly rushed over to help and move him to safety. What began as a normal shift turned into a tense reminder of how quickly accidents can unfold. This incident shows the importance of pedestrian and vehicle separation in busy work zones. Forklift operators must drive cautiously, use horns and lights when approaching blind spots, and always stay aware of people around them. At the same time, workers on foot should remain alert, follow marked walkways, and avoid distractions. Clear communication and proper traffic management are the key to keeping everyone safe. A pedestrian was walking past a building where construction work was taking place at height. Suddenly, a brick slipped and fell from above, striking the pedestrian and knocking him to the ground. For a moment, the area fell silent before bystanders rushed over. Others nearby quickly gathered to assist, moving him to safety and calling for help. What looked like a normal day on the street had suddenly turned into an emergency. This incident shows why strict safety controls are critical on construction sites. Materials must always be secured, protective nets and covered walkways should be in place, and warning signs must alert passers-by to potential risks. Protecting the public is as important as protecting workers, because safety doesn't stop at the job site boundary. Inside a busy factory, a worker was suddenly left hanging when a crane system developed a fault. The rope left him suspended above the work area, clinging on as seconds felt like minutes. His co-workers quickly noticed the problem, but before they could reach him, his grip gave way. He fell onto the back of a truck that was parked below. The fall was dangerous, yet he survived the impact. In the very next moment, workers rushed toward the area, climbing onto the truck and helping him to safety, while others worked to shut down operations around the crane. The atmosphere shifted instantly from routine to urgent, showing how fast situations can change. This incident highlights why crane systems and lifting equipment require strict inspection schedules and maintenance. Workers operating near such machinery must always use proper fall protection systems like harnesses and secure anchorage points. Clear communication, trained emergency response, and immediate reporting of faults are vital in preventing such close calls. Co-workers helped here, but long-term safety comes only from planning, training, and prevention.